everyone, welcome back. So today is going to be a very special video. Pretty much today we're going to be replacing the turn signal in the headlights and the backlights for the tail lights. Today's video is sponsored by Lasfit. The company reached out to me and they wanted me to review their products and install it on the car. So we're going to be doing that today. If you want to purchase your own LED headlights and accessories, go to www.lasfit.com and at checkout use my promo code TECHMAN15 for 15% off your entire order. That's TECHMAN 15. Remember, you can only use one promo code at checkout. Now what are you waiting for? Get your LED headlights now using my promo code at lasfit.com. So I'll be showing you how to actually remove the headlights and replace the amber lights for the left and right blinker. And then in the back, we're going to replace the tail lights. I'm going to show you that as well. We're starting off with this one because this one is a little bit more hands-on. Unlike the back, is very simple to do. And I'm going to show you how to do everything in today's video, so let's get started. So all you need to get started is to pop the hood and lift the hood. And then you're greeted with your entire front end here. So in order for you to complete this job, you'll need a plastic pin tool to remove the pins off of here, the plastic trim piece pins. For the taillights, all you need is a Phillips. Thank goodness. We don't have to use any sockets, it's just Phillips. And then to remove these bolts here, here, and all along the bumper top to have a lot more flexibility in removing the headlights. And all you need for that is a 10mm socket to place it on here, and you'll be able to remove all the bolts there. For a couple bolts on here, you'll need if I can get it, a 7mm socket to remove all this here. And these are the headlights that you'll need. These are the model is T3-3157D. These are for the fronts, for the turn signals. And I'm very excited to replace these. So let's get to unbolting. Okay, to start removing all these bolts here, because we have two here, and it starts from here all the way down, that we have to remove these 10mm bolts. And pretty much you just need a ratchet with a bit on it that it's 10mm, as I said, and we can just start removing these now. And all of them, luckily, are the same length as well. So you'll be able to remove these and not get them all mixed up. So we removed all the screws and the bumper is free now. So we're going to grab our 7mm, attach it to the ratchet and our plastic prying clip, and go down to the wheel well and remove some of the clips and the bolts to access the other bolt, 10mm, that's on the corner. So you'll be able to move this out, because if you look, you can't really move it out all the way. That's why I said you have to remove the bolt on the side here to actually remove all this. And also you'll have, by removing this, you have adjustability with prying and moving all these pieces along just to get this out and not to break anything here. So let's go to the wheel well and finally remove this headlight. So coming down to the wheel well, you actually have a bolt here, which is a 7mm, 2 clips, and then one last one down here. So in order for you to actually get all these, you have to turn the tire inward. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Now the wheel is turned in, so we can actually access all these clips here. We're going to start from the bottom with our 7mm. We're going to remove, while we're at it, we're going to remove this one as well. All you have to do really is just like go under this and pry it out. So like it's, all you have to do is just do that. So let me do that here. You have to get really good under it. and you just pry out very, very carefully because these things can break. As you can tell it's damaged, but it still attaches. So you have to be really careful with breaking these. But I guarantee like an auto store will have these for relatively cheap in like a package or something. But it's always nice when you're going into something that you don't have to break things. And one last one right here is grab the edge like that and you can pry. And you have to tug on these. So just keep that in mind. There it goes. So don't be afraid to pry it really hard because these are very good clips and they're attached very well. So just be very mindful of that. And then when you go down in here, and that is the 10mm bolt that is holding the headlight. And you have to remove that and then you'll be able to remove the light. So we're going to remove the 7mm, put back the 10mm, and remove that bolt. And also, since we removed all the bolts here, I just stopped unscrewing, but since we all removed the bolts here, you have to lift the taillight up because the screw will get caught and it will be tougher to unscrew. So you have to hold the taillight up just slightly and you'll be able to remove the bolt out like so. Just like that. So we're able to remove this entire thing now. So pretty much what we're going to do is slide this out like this while prying on this because this corner sometimes moves in. So we're going to move this out and push the headlight this way since it's already out here. So we're going to push it this way like that. And we're going to also lift up as well. So lift up and push out towards the fender while holding this. And all we're going to do is just pry while lifting it towards that way, like that. That's the easiest way I found you can actually do this. And when you hear that huge ka-thunk, this latch right here is what I was talking about. So the headlight goes into this little latch right there, and you have to fight that against the headlight, and that's what that pop was. That latch right there was what is needed to pop out the headlight and pop in the headlight as well. So once that is removed, you have to sort of shimmy it out. See how the bumper is bumping into this? That's why you have to keep maneuvering this out. So lift and pull out like that. Perfect. So this one we're going to be replacing the amber one. So what we're going to do is that we're going to turn this, since it's like this currently, not in front of you, like the other way around like that, we're going to turn it this way. See? And then it should just pop out with the sheer tension of the cables. And you can just pop it out like so. And here is the amber light. So here is the new amber light. It is actually fairly heavy. It's a very nice, well-built amber light. Now, I don't know if these lights are polarized. We're gonna check it just in case. So to remove the bulb, you just grab it by the glass and you pry out. That's all you have to do. You might have to shimmy slightly, and also you can grab the black plastic here, because sometimes if you pry a little bit too hard, the actual bulb can pop out. So just pry it out, grab the black plastic, and there you go. So we're going to attach this and check to see if it's polarized or not. So I'm going to pick this side. So there's writing right here. It's going to be like this, going in like that. So we're going to try it. I do not know if this is polarized or not. So all you do is just push in. So we're going to just stand by here. I'm not going to place it in. I'm just going to leave it here. And I'm going to put on my blinkers, my hazards, and I'm going to see if it actually works. Yep, it works. That is very bright. So just to put it back in, you have these little tabs here, and all of them match a specific order right here. So you can tell, like for instance, if you look here, this is the bigger tab which goes here, but pretty much you just slide it in like so, right? So the bigger tab was over here, and you lock it in, you turn to the left instead of turning to the right as we did that way. And it shouldn't snap from what I've just heard, but it should just lock in and you won't be able to turn it anymore. To put this all back, it's basically just the reverse. If you have aftermarket headlights, you have to sort of gather this in a bunch and place it against here so that it's not in the way of everything. And also right here, if you can see, this is the bracket that I was telling you guys about, and this is where it latches into. We're going to slide it in like this and turn it in to feed it under this fender piece, like so. And you have to do some shimmying. That's why I said the bumper here is all loose and everything. So everything is up in a bundle, and it'll be able to flatten out eventually. There it goes. So pretty much that just locked in. So yes, it is loose, but all the bolts places line up perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the bolts and just hold it in place so that I won't be holding this up while putting the bolt in here. And we're going to be able to place this back together with the bolts as well and move to the other side. So after that bolt is in, the bumper will appear to be weird because these tabs here are supposed to go up on the top, and one tab would be on the bottom sometimes. So all you have to do is just pop it out softly, and everything should just pop right back in. And you do have to push with some force, but everything should just pop in nice and easy. So you do have to like grab a piece of bumper, shimmy it, because you can tell this body line is not matching with the bumper body line, so you have to move it every which way, trying to shift it over like that. Then what you can do is just pop it in and you're set to go. It's very simple. So pretty much this is the exact same thing. Remove the 7mm bolts here, these two clips, and then you'll be able to remove the bolt here. But remember, you have to hold the headlight up slightly so that the bolt won't get caught and it can turn freely. And then you'll be able to shimmy the headlight out and replace the bolt. Very simple. So let's start doing this side. So we're going to lift away from the bumper slightly and turn in this way, like so. And you might have to fool around with the bumper and everything. There it goes. Pull away from the bumper or from the fender specifically, and you'll be able to pull this out. We're going to replace the ember light, which is right here. So we're going to turn to this side over here, turning this way, pull out. Here is the old amber headlight or the blinker. And we're going to pull by using the black right here. So you're not just pulling on glass, pull on the black. Get a good grip on it and pull. There you go. So now we're going to grab this other one. And I'm going to actually test this one to see if it's actually polarized or not. So we're going to do riding up this time. From the other side, that did not go in. Alrighty, so now I'm going to test it out, and honestly I'm just going to flip it and turn it in to make sure if it's not polarized or not. So these are polarized. So if I pull this out and it's riding up, so if you're holding it like this with the wires coming out of it like this, riding upwards, it will not work. But if you flip it with the riding down like this, it will work. So these bulbs are polarized. Just wanted to make sure. So basically, in layman's terms, polarized is positive and negative. You have a battery that has a positive and a negative. These have a positive and negative. Like for instance, usually sometimes black is ground, brown is positive, and sometimes if you even look at other types of cables with a white line, that is negative as well. I don't know what the routing and wiring for these, but all I know is that with the writing down, so if you're holding the socket like this with the wires coming out like that, going up out of the socket, with the writing facing upwards, you put that in, it won't work. If you flip it with the writing facing downwards like that, it will work. So we're going to place this right back in, and then we're going to turn this way to lock it in so that it won't go anywhere. Alrighty, so we're going to shimmy in like this to put it under the bumper, under the fender, I'm sorry. And we have to pry, so maybe move stuff around. Actually, that was relatively simple. And we're all set. I had to push that in. See, that bracket is just does not work for some reason, because I can just pop it in, it won't snap. And I have to physically hold this up to bolt anything in because the plastic piece won't go in. And I'm not going to fool with it because it's actually plastic, and if you try to like even pry plastic, it just won't work. So I'm actually going to grab 2 bolts here to hold this in, and hopefully this thing won't latch around and move around. Okay, so I hand tighten these both in so that this is actually held up, and all I have to do is sort of maybe just push this in to bolt the screw in, and then everything will be set and ready to be placed back together. So now that it's tightened, we have to move this bumper out from under this bracket and grab the other part of the fender and try to move it in like so. There we go. So that bumper is in. So pretty much what you want to do is grab each bolt and not just start drilling them if you're going to use a drill. Just hand turn them a couple times until you see some thread count. And then once you hand tighten all of these, you'll be able to just ratchet them down or use a drill, whatever you want. Now all bolts are back together, the front end is completely back together. Let's test out the blinkers now. Oh yeah, that's bright. Like that is before and that is after. Like that is crazy. Here's the other side. Beautiful. Here's all together. That is just nuts. Like that is significantly brighter. And of course I'll show a test shot of this at the nighttime. That is crazy. Now the blinker, now back here, don't mind the mess here, I'm doing something else back here. The indicators for your flashing light, for like turning left, turning right, is the bottom 2. See? Then you have your reverse light right here. Then you have your just brake light, because both of these brake lights do something. So we're going to take these apart and replace these. And these are so simple to do, it's not even funny. You could tell how long the fronts took. This won't take any time at all. So let's switch to back here and get these done. After opening your tailgate, you're going to be met with 2 screws here that are Phillips. You just want to grab your Phillips, unscrew top one, which I had to undo these before. I had to purchase bulbs because they broke, blew, and then I've had electrical problems back here. And I fixed it, but you know, it was terrible. Since you remove these 2 screws here, the Phillips, all you do is that there is sort of like grommets or something that go into a hole and you have to shimmy them out. So I would recommend just grabbing back here and grabbing the corner right here and pry again. And also there's a spider. As you saw when lifting the tailgate, I've had a spider problem in this car, at least one, because they keeps reappearing. So that was simple. These are the little grommet pieces that are connected here and up here that you just have to pry out. And we're going to be replacing the bottom bulb down here. So Lasfit bulbs, these are the ones that are for the back, and they are L23157R. That's what they are. And this is for a 2010 Chevy Tahoe LTZ. That's what I have, and that's what this is for. So what you do is you turn it this way and you pop it out like that, and you pop it out like so. Try grabbing it from the black plastic here, and if you can't, it's all right. These are pretty durable, but I have a grip on the plastic, and you just pull up. There you go. And I believe these might be polarized too, so we're going to check them as well. So we're going to open this package. What I think is that Lasfit should be up top. So if the wires are down, Lasfit should be on top, like so. Cool. You have to shove that in pretty good. So now we're going to turn on the blinkers and test to see if this works. Yep, works perfectly. So the Lasfit goes up top while the wires are pointing down. The Lasfit or Lasfit logo goes right up top. Alrighty. Then we turn it this way. And guess what? I found the spider. It's right there. There he is. All nice and snug, sleeping. You can see it right there. So all we do is pretty much, you have to line these dowels to these rubber pieces here that be able to slide it in like so. So we're going to tilt it here. And also, by the way, if you want to remove this, right here is your way to go, because there's the Phillips head here and up there, and you'll be able to pop this out. But we're going to line up the dowels with these rubber grommets, and they're in. So all you do is just push in. There you go. So it has to have an audible click so that it's loose, but yet you won't have to hold it. Then grab the Phillips head, hand start them first. Then you grab your Phillips, screw it, and you don't do them tight, just tight enough. So this headlight is done. Let's move to the other side and do that one. Alrighty, so this is the same thing as the other side. Just unscrew the Phillips. Like you can grab right here and just pry. There you go. So if the headlight's like this, you turn to the left like this and push out. So what you do is just grab, because I can't really grab onto the black, so you have to be really careful. This type of glass can break so easily, and it's so fine it can get into your skin, and that won't be a good day for you. So pretty much what I would recommend is just grabbing it on the fleshy part of your thumb and finger and use the plastic piece here to pry like that. So I'm pushing down on here while pushing up on this. So pretty much you're going like this, like so. So that's removed. This looks very original. And remember, I think the wires were pointing down. The Lasfit logo goes inwards up top like that. And just to double check, we're going to check to see if it works. And there you have it. But I want to see if this is actually polarized or not. So we're going to grab it. We're going to take it out. Lasfit is on top. We're going to place it on bottom so that these numbers are showing. And in this case, it is not polarized, which is good. But to keep it consistent, we're just going to place the Lasfit logo on top, and now we can place this all back together. So remember how we turned this way? We want to turn that way to lock it back into place. So there it is in, and we're going to turn this way to lock it, like so. And now we can place this back in. Remember, you have these dowels or nipples, and you can place them into these grommets here. So all these are lined up, and you just have to push until it pops. There you go. There you go, both popped. Now, grab the Phillips screw, hand start it, and grab the other one, hand start it. And last but not least, screw it in with a Phillips screwdriver. That's why I saved it for last, because it was super, super simple. And if we take a look at everything, that looks nice. Like, that's brighter in daylight. And of course, I'll show y'all what it looks like in the nighttime. Alright y'all, so we're going to check out to see what this looks like completely at night. It is completely pitch black out, almost 11 o'clock at night, so it is for sure dark out. So we're going to put on my flashers so we'll be able to get everything in, like, oh god, that's just bright. Oh my. That's reflecting off of my house and the ground. That's just nuts. Like, look how bright that is. Oh yeah. Like, that's illuminating all the way. That's just nuts. That is just nuts. I am so surprised. That's just very bright. That is, I just keep saying it's just very bright because it's very bright. That's good because it's brighter than halogen and it'll get people's attention, and that's excellent. And also what I've realized is that the actual halogen bulb or the LED bulb is red. And it seems like the red is a brighter red or a deeper red. That's pretty cool. I thoroughly enjoy this. This is pretty cool. And that's how you do the indicator lights and the headlights and the tail lights as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was really cool to do. I always appreciate companies coming out and reaching out to me to try to review their product. And honestly, I like this. I feel like it's going to be brighter at night for people to see, obviously, but also you have the reliability of an LED light, and that a halogen bulb won't crap out on you, honestly. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please comment down below. I'll greatly appreciate it, and I'll comment to the best of my ability. Thank you so much to Lasfit for reaching out to me to review and install their bulbs. The build quality is amazing. Like, just holding it, you can feel the weight of them. They're not cheap. I absolutely love them. I can't really say anything about, like, anything wrong with them. Everything is perfect. And 3157 is what my 2010 Chevy Tahoe LTZ takes, and maybe other cars as well. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for Lasfit for sending out these bulbs for me to replace and review, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.